welcome. Welcome to another edition of CPR's Clubhouse Live, the Unsung Series. Right now, we're being joined by Edie. Edie, how are you?
Hi, and I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad that you're here with me. We get to go back down memory lane, and we get to go back to your origins. Now, a lot of people are like, you know, I love Edie. She's a great person, but some people don't equate the fact that you in the 80s also helped launch a label, and that label was High
Yes.
Power Records, right? And even though High Power
Yes.
Records is very polarizing, I want to make sure that you get your due when it comes to your mark in the history of the annals of freestyle. So that's why we have this unsung series, so we could discuss these things. Right now, I'm gonna pull up the vinyl record of your first song is Edie and Baby It's You. What do you
Mhm.
remember when I bring up this 12-inch record and the face of Edie's Baby It's You? Do you remember recording the song? Do you remember how you got to that point to record that song?
Yes, yes. I remember going on a Wednesday to 1018 to see my friend Alvin Labas perform. And he introduced me to the record label owner, and he told me he would like to audition me that Friday. So he gave me Baby It's You. I went there, I sang a couple of songs, gave me Baby It's You, and by the time I drove from his house to my house, I learned it. And I called him up and I said, "Listen, I know the song." And he's like, "Yeah, right, sing it to me." So I sang it to him over the phone. He says, "Okay, come tomorrow, Saturday, and we'll put it up on the track." And I recorded the whole thing, did my backup myself, and by Sunday I was booked for a month.
Wow. So that was like a very quick turnaround,
Yeah.
very quick signing or record deal, if you may. Was there
Yes.
any paperwork involved? Were there any contracts involved?
Yes, there was contracts. I mean, the contracts came later.
Mhm.
I just wished that I had more knowledge of
Right.
the contracts. I would have been more careful. But yeah, I was signed for 5 years, and I did Baby It's You in 1988. I
Mhm.
was able to be sponsored by Hot 97 when it was Hot 97. I did so many street fairs and just a lot of promotion. And in 1989, I came back and recorded "Come Back to Me."
Right. And so these are two songs that are synonymous with High Power Records. They have been released and re-released over the years. And so, going
Yes.
back to Baby It's You, you can see clearly on the 12-inch record, it's Edie, Baby It's You. And it's on the 12-inch
Yes.
record, and you have been doing all these different events. But then when your second song is released, your name is nowhere near the 12-inch record. I couldn't even find a picture of it on social media or online because they erased
Wow.
your name completely from it. But they they um, substituted it by putting the producer's name on it and then putting "Come
Yes.
Back to Me." So what
Yeah.
happened during that time where you are you're releasing this song, "Baby It's You"? You're pretty much the woman that is launching this label with this 12-inch record. You're all over the place with Hot 97, and you're booked for 20 shows. What happened between that period and now we're going to be fast forwarding over to "Come Back to Me"? Were you already gone, or what happened during this period?
No, I didn't leave until I think 1990. I kept doing promos and trying to do other songs within Baby It's You, Come Back to Me, but things just didn't go well with the record label, and I just decided to just go. And at that time, I also lost my manager, George Vascones,
Right.
and it just put a really bad damper on everything, and I just decided just to let it go and try to go through other avenues. And that's what I did. I just left.
So you had this two-song deal. In the beginning, you had this identity as Edie, and that is your name, but your
Yes.
identity as an artist, as in the Latin hip hop freestyle genre, you helped build a label. Um, are you aware of how many copies have been sold of 80s Baby It's
No,
You?
no,
No?
I didn't even know how well Baby It's You did. Even till this day, 2021, I'm getting DJs asking me, "Are you the one who sings Come Back to Me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It was just a timing, leaving the record label, and I guess the record label still had to put out a product. So he went with his name instead, the record label's owner's name instead of mine, which took a lot of recognition away from me.
Right. And so that's why in 2021 I loathe when I see the producer's name and then they're in big letters and the artist is in low letters or smaller letters. I think that's a
Yeah,
disrespect to the talent of the artist. And
it is.
we're not here to do the Puff Diddy stuff where Suge Knight said it best at the Source Awards. If you want to come and be in a real label where the producer is not up in the video or up on your record, come to Death Row. You're gonna be your solo artist, and I still feel that way all these years later, that it's a disrespect to have this elongated name
Yes.
and then the title of the song, and then that person that produced it is getting all the limelight. It's supposed to be that,
Yeah.
for me, in my opinion, it's supposed to be where the artist makes the producer, and then helps that producer get popular because of the quality of music that they put out and the voice that they put behind their label, not the other way around. So how did you feel doing this and having a whirlwind career, and then all of a sudden there's nothing?
It was very painful. It was painful. It was hard to um, see that my song is being played in many countries, because I hear in Germany it did really well, and people not know that it was me. Um, it's like it was stolen from me, and that is why in 2020 I came back and redid both songs and did a whole new production, to prove that it was me. I'm gaining my songs back because they do belong to me.
Right. And so I think that the remakes that you did vocally are better. The production by Artie Rodriguez is better.
Mhm.
The presentation is better, is modern, is the old version, the original version. You can hear that the vocals could have been better
Yes,
mastered. But your song is still a classic, and you do belong in the annals of our music, where you helped launch a label, High Power Records. And then
yes.
when it comes to this contract, and when it comes to the sales of your records and your music, did you ever see any compensation for that or any residuals from any
Never,
sales?
never, never not from shows, not from sales, nothing. I think uh, the last year before I left, I booked myself on a show, and that was the first and only pay that I've gotten from back in the days. It was just a um, very hush hush, not telling the artist anything. That's why I keep telling people, you need to do your homework. You need to get yourself involved in production,
Yes.
um, marketing. Just don't go out there and just be a singer. You gotta do all three. You gotta manage. You gotta learn about the industry, learn about contracts, and just protect yourself so these things don't continue to happen.
Yeah, and back then, you were younger, you
Yes.
were not aware of people that can help you, and probably you didn't have the funds for someone to help you read over a contract. A lot of people were taken for a ride
Exactly.
back then, because they would go into the Latino communities, and they would get these Latino artists that were very talented, and they would sign them to these outrageous deals that they were never gonna uh, do good in or make good in.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
they knew for a fact that these people are not going to get a entertainment lawyer. That's $1,500 an hour. So
Yeah.
that's why everyone was eager to sign and just keep it moving. So I'm glad that you were able to get out of it, but it felt like a whirlwind where Here you are, you record a song, you're out doing 20 dates, you don't get compensated for those 20 dates. Hot 97 is
Yeah.
interested in you and putting you on, and you're doing all these promotional events. Now, who was funding you at this time? Because it takes money to
Oh,
go to these
myself.
performances. So you had to come out of pocket as well.
Oh yeah, I came out of pocket. I had dancers. I had to take care of them as well. Um, it was the whole package deal, but I took care of everything. My photos, driving myself to the shows, making sure that my dancers have clothes, my dancers has transportation,
Mhm.
that they've eaten before a show. I had to take care of all of that.
Yeah.
The record
So
label did nothing.
why did you keep doing that? Somebody will ask that question in 2021 because they don't understand what was going on back in 1980 something. They don't understand the differences between then and now. So somebody would ask, "Oh, but would you just why did you just keep on doing it?"
Because we had a passion. Back then, it was a passion to perform. Like I still have a passion now to perform. It was just the love of music, and you would pray and hope that things will get better, things will change, you will be acknowledged, and the sad part was it was that you never did. So you just kept things moving, and you
Uh,
you don't want to disappoint the fans.
Yeah, and one thing too is that you're hoping to build that audience, but the audience that you build, you're actually building it not only for yourself, but for the label
Yes.
that is distributing your music. So basically, somebody becomes a fan of Edie, they're gonna go buy a 12-inch record from Edie or a cassette or a CD, but then Edie's not gonna see any residuals from that. So pretty much
Yeah.
you're driving yourself to bankruptcy to try to make it, and it appears that the label doesn't have your back, and they don't have your
Yeah.
best interest at heart. And so it is a cautionary tale of what was going back then, what was happening back then, and what to avoid now. And I see
Yeah. I mean,
now that a lot of people want it so bad, but they don't understand what it takes to get it.
yeah, you got to hustle. You really have to hustle. You have to do your homework. I think that's the key. Back then, um, there wasn't any animosity with other artists. It was an honor to have a show. It was an honor to come together and
Mhm.
meet all these different artists and mingle with them, talk with them. I went to school with many of them. I was in school with Tony from TKA K7. He was in my classroom. Lisa, Brenda K Star.
Right.
I can go on and on. We were all in Gila Richmond Talent Unlimited High School, and it was just an honor to get to be with all of them and create memories. And that was the passion that we have, just performing and seeing the faces of the fans, and getting to meet and greet the fans.
Hmm.
I wish we had media back then, not as much as how it is now. um, Maybe none of this animosity would be, you know where it's at now. People just need to keep things moving, stay positive. The stage is there to share, and just share with everyone. That's my motto.
Well, you came back and you did a song called "I Stand," because
Yes.
throughout your journey and your absence, you fought cancer and you kicked his ass.
Yes, and twice, not once, but twice.
Right.
I got hit in 2005, and it was an eye opener. It was a wake up call. I needed to change ways of how I carried myself, my food, exercise, um, and still, with all that, 15 years exactly later, in 2019, it hit me again. And you know, looking at all my records, it seems that everything I'm getting is just hereditary. It
Hmm.
may it may be, what I do, my exercise. I know stress has a lot to do with it,
Right.
but it's just hereditary. It happened, and I thank God that I was able to fight it again. And now we're going into October, which is celebrating Cancer Month, and I'm going back hopefully to do the American Breast Cancer in Central Park and do that 5 mile walk because I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my mom, my sister, friends. I have friends who are going through it now who just
Mhm.
recently had the same type of surgery that I have. I feel that, I went through this twice because I'm here to say a message.
Mhm.
Early detection saves lives. And if you stay positive and know that you can beat this, you can win. You can win this fight.
Well,
It's not
I'm
easy.
truly, truly, truly proud of you. I know that you're a
Thank
fighter.
you.
I know that I Stand was a very emotional video. If you guys want to click the link on the bottom, you can click the link to the video I Stand by Edie. It is powerful, especially the last part where people are holding pictures of their loved ones who are battling or
Yes.
battled. And so these are great examples of why you are such an unsung hero in our business, because not only did you launch a label that ended up profiting from your voice and from others, because you were not the only one, but you were
Yeah.
also able to come back and create your own identity, your individual identity. You are also classically trained, and you have been on Broadway, and you are,
Yes.
you're just one of those people that are very artistic, and you have that artistic bug. Tell me a little bit about that. Tell me about your artistic bug, and what have you been doing, or what have you done and accomplished in that genre?
Wow. Well, I started at 7. I was involved with First All Children's Theater, and I was able to perform with amazing people, amazing theaters like the Schubert Theater, the Ziegfeld Theater. I was able to work with um, oh my gosh, I forgot her name, from Greece, Stocker Channing,
Right.
Tony Roberts, many people. I just had a lot of training since I was young. I was able to travel to Alaska and perform with an ensemble of 50 people with John Shuck, which is the first Daddy Warbuck of Annie.
Hmm.
From there, I went to American Musical and Dramatic Academy where I continued my training and
Right.
then went right into freestyle. Um, it's been a journey. I've done many commercials, a lot of just Broadway benefits,
Hmm.
and now I just try to do my own music. I do have my Edie Music Productions,
Hmm.
and I came out with my album last year, and I'm just promoting that. I just want to do music. It's what keeps me happy, keeps me going. Um, I try to stay out of the mishaps that happen behind because life is too short. I didn't fight 2 battles to be in little dramas,
Hmm.
and I just keep it going. And I keep saying, I have 2 boys that follow me who are also performers, and I need to set an example. And
Right.
I wouldn't want them to see me involved in any hogwash or things like that. So I just try to keep things at bay.
I liked the thing that I liked about the '80s was there was mystique, and there was
Yes.
this mystery of who is Edie. For me, when I heard "Come Back to Me," I would be like, "Is this the same Edie that did Baby It's You? Is this someone else?" You try to find the answers, and there's this mystique. Now it's different. Now it's everybody wants to know something about you, so they can learn about that information, especially private information. So then, if something happens between you, they can use it, against you later. They friend you.
Yeah.
They friend you to get notoriety from being your friend, and then and 3 months later, your relationship is done because they already got whatever they got from you. Now they're going to move on to somebody else. And these are the
Yeah.
experiences that I always talk about on my social media page. The fan has changed. Unfortunately, the fan is no longer, I'm going to go buy this record to support my favorite artist. Now is, I'm an authoritarian in this genre of music, and you're going to do as I say, and if not, I'm going to expose all your secrets. And that's an unfortunate part, because your private life should be private. Um, if,
Yeah.
if people want to fight with Edie, and fight cancer, then they can walk with you. They could join your team. They could get a shirt. There are many ways to support other than trying to find information about you to then use against you later. And so I just wish
Yeah.
that mystique was back. We can't put the genie back in the bottle now. And now we got to deal with
Yeah, it's too late.
the way things are. But I want to make sure that you understand that you are appreciated for you launching High Power Records and being able to be the voice behind these two great records that people enjoy, and they needed to put a face to it. Now they do all these years later, right? But we also have now the cover of the many faces of Edie. I know that is abbreviated. It's supposed to be Edie Malachi, right? Which is
Yes.
unique in itself, because where did you get the Malachi part from? The many faces of Edie Malachi, where by
Well,
the way, you remade Baby Is You from scratch, and you remade
yes.
Come Back to Me from scratch, and to me they sound better than the original. But how did you come up with
Thank
the
you.
title for your album, The Many Faces of Edie Malachi?
Well, the funny thing is that Artie always calls me a different name. Every time I go to his house, the studio, he calls me something different, and I've always had that problem that nobody gets my name right. It's always Eddie or Iris. I
Mm-hmm.
say Edie, and they're like, "Oh, Iris." I'm like, "No, it's Edee." And one day, me and Artie were just sitting talking, and he was like, "Malachi, what are we gonna do with you?" I said, "Yeah, the many names of Edie, Malachi," and it just stuck.
Yeah. On this album, you have some really great songs. You touch upon your favorite, the Cancer song, I Stand.
Yes.
You revisit it. But there's also Sunrise, which is a beautiful song, probably one of my favorite songs on the album. And so, what is your favorite? What did you like from this
Oh,
album that
wow.
you have out right now? And you have it on physical media, which I love.
Yeah, there's something about each song. I loved each song. There's a story behind each one. Um, the bachata one, Dime Que Pasó, was very hard for me. It's very dear to me because um, I just went back into the studio 3 weeks after my first surgery. Um, I didn't think I can do it. I
Hmm.
went in and Artie saw that I was kind of getting really depressed from being inside because I didn't go
Right.
out for about 5 months. I
Yes.
just went doctor home and had to do treatments and everything. And he says, you know something, let's just go in and just try it. And what you hear is just first time. We didn't touch it. We didn't go back and revisit it. Artie felt that the emotion was very raw, and we just left it that way. Usually, we listen to a song 2 and 3 times. We'll come back to it, revisit it, and make changes. With Dime Que Pasó, we didn't touch it at all. The same
Hmm.
thing with I Stand. I had to lower I Stand about 2 octaves
Hmm.
because I had my fourth surgery. And I guess from the tube being in my mouth,
Hmm.
in my throat, I was not able to sing about 4 months. And I couldn't sing it in the original range, so we had to lower it.
Hmm.
But each song has just a unique story. If I Take You Back, Artie gave me that song, and within an hour, he says, "Sing it to me." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We got it. You're coming in tomorrow. We're doing that." So each song has a little story behind it. Um, I think they're all my favorites. My top ones would be, of course, Baby It's You. Remaking Baby It's You
Yes.
was amazing.
La 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 la. Baby, it's you, it's only you. The love I have for you, you know it's true. Baby, it's you, it's only you. I hope you feel it too, 'cause I for you.
I truly love you. I love If I Take You Back and Dime Que Pasó. Sunrise is one of my tops. Um, they're just unique in each way.
And they are. There's a connection between you and Artie Rodriguez. And for those of you who are not familiar, to me, he is finishing school, is what I call him.
Yes.
That is any aspiring artist that is out there right now in the freestyle community. Finishing school is when you get to go to someone that's going to mentor you and make sure that your product is finished and ready to go out to consumption. And I always call Artie finishing school because I get a lot of people with demos and songs, and I always send them to him because I know that he's going to have the patience to coach them. He's going to have the patience to
Yes.
pull whatever he can from them. Why do you continue to work with him? What is it about him as a producer that gets you to continue bringing your money there?
What I like is that he doesn't sugarcoat it, and he tells me straight off the back. If you don't sound well, he will send you home because he has. I have gone there with a slight cold, and he's like, "You sound like crap. You got to go. You got to go. You got to rest." He puts you to work. He's not going to try to fix your vocals. He's going to make you work. And if you don't get it once, you will be doing it two, three, four, five, six, seven, and eight times until he pulls it out of you. He tells you the truth. He's not going to lie to you, which is what I like. This is a business. If you want to sound like everybody else, then hey, go ahead, do
Hmm.
the use the gimmicks and do that. But if you want to get a true sound,
Right.
and he will put you to work and get the best sound out of you. I just had my son do a song with him. It's not freestyle, it's just a cover that he wanted to do.
Right.
And he's used to singing with a chorus with a group, and this is his first solo. And Artie makes you feel very comfortable. He makes sure that you are well in tuned, you're really listening, and he'll run you through it. He just gives you the confidence, which is what I like.
Hmm. I like the fact that, like I said, I've sent people to him over my career, and he's always taking care of them. And people come back
Hmm.
and they're like, "Man, you were right. I went to Artie." One person
Yeah.
in particular, his name was Javian Angel. Unfortunately, he passed away almost 20 years ago. But I remember the excitement of him going to Artie's and recording with him. You also have this
Yeah.
kinship, this brotherhood, sisterhood with Alex Zuniga of Latin Nation.
Yes.
What is it that
Yes.
you keep working with him and collaborating with him, because you've been on his compilations and you've also done duets with him, and you also continue to help each other in this business?
Well, the first thing is, we've gained each other's trust. That's one. We don't want what the other one has. We want to see the other one happy, and it takes a lot. It does take a lot, but we're not there to step on each other's toes. We're there to try to help one and keep them moving, because we know if I get something good, I will share it with them,
Hmm.
and vice versa. We don't sugarcoat things. We're frank, we're upfront, and we say what we feel. If you don't like it, then we sit and we try to, work it out, so we can all understand things. It's not easy. It's not easy, but we don't sugarcoat things. And the first thing is just trust.
Right. Trust is good, and it's good to find a good team. And I wanted to have all of you together as one on this show, but I chose to have you individually because you all are individual people that need to be given your props individually. You are unsung
Thank
in
you.
some way. Artie Rodriguez is unsung for all the great things that he has done for this genre and being such a great man. And Alex Zuniga needs to be celebrated in a different manner because of all the efforts that he's done to make the community better and also pushing
Yes.
himself to be a better artist. So, they're always welcomed here. They've always supported me, and they're not a fake artist. Nobody here that I'm speaking of, Artie, Edie, or Alex, are fake artists where you're trying to be my friend because you want me to play your music. It's always been respect first, getting my input, and it's always been professional. But aside from that, You guys are all my friends individually. I hope I'm allowed to
Exactly.
say that publicly, Edie. I don't want you to get backlash for being my friend, but
No.
it's just factual.
You know something, you've supported me, and I do support you. And I don't believe in, oh, someone did wrong to that person, so I shouldn't. No, I have
Right,
to treat the person myself. I have to see how that person treats me. I can't follow that.
right.
Um, it happens with everything, even in families, it happens. But you just got to be true with each other.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
If
make
there's
comments.
something,
I make comments publicly, and they all come from a good place. I see a
yeah,
behavior. I see a behavior on social media, and I talk about it on my page. I don't go to somebody else's page. I don't go to the Edie page. I don't try to get you involved in any way, and I don't expect my friends to come to my defense because I have my points that I want to make. And it's an
yeah,
educational thing. It's not a disrespecting. And what happens now in social media is that people are looking for comments to get upset about, so they can make you the point of contention for whatever is going on within them. They're not getting enough bookings. They think that you're attacking their friend, or they just want to make any assumption that they want, because this is how now in 2021 you get the attention. And so I
yeah,
commend you for not being that way. I commend you because you like to put in the work, and then you like to share the work that you've completed with Artie and your partner, and also Alex Rodriguez Latin Nation. You want to show these things so people can appreciate the fact that you helped build a company, many years ago, and now you're building something for yourself, but also trying to keep the history of our music going. Um, and,
yeah.
and so I appreciate those efforts.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and people nowadays want it easy.
Mm-hmm,
And it's not. You really got to do your homework. You really got to hustle.
mm-hmm,
You got to be on top of your things, or it's just going to slip away from you, and people are just going to take from you. That's one thing that, I try to do a negative and turn it into a positive. It's taught me. It's
right.
taught me from the past what has happened. I leave it behind me and I keep it moving forward. I just want to do my music. That's it. Hey, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, that's okay. It's
Another
not
thing that I
there
can
for
point out
everybody to like.
Another thing that I can point out about you is that you could have rested on your laurels, right? You could come back and say, "I'm Edie. I'm the one that launched High Power Records. I do Baby It's You. I do Come Back to Me." And you could do what many people do and say, "I've been doing this for 25, 28 years, whatever." And you could keep it moving because you could take shortcuts if you wanted to yourself. But why do you choose not to?
It's an accomplishment to do the work. Um, just to know that, each step that you take, and you started from here and now you're here, and all the work that you put through, that's payoff.
Right.
That's what payoff is. And I'm a hard worker. That's one thing. Um, Many people have said I work hard. I don't like to sit back and let others do stuff for me. I'd like to see the progress. I like to see how to get there and achieve it, because you're not always going to have somebody behind you, and you might have to take the reins sometime, which I have. But if you find that one, two, three people that you can really rely on, then just keep it small and don't let anybody else get involved in that. But I'm always there to help. Whether somebody is trying to get information from me, um, I just tell them, you just got to put in the work. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Right. One thing that I will also say is that you finance yourself and you come up with gimmicks
Yes.
for yourself. So you've done the buttons. Um, you press all your CDs. My favorite
Yes, I
song
do.
from you, my favorite song from you is called "All My Love," which I
Yes.
can't get enough of. It's just amazing. The extended version is amazing. I still remember the video of Artie Rodriguez finishing up a portion of that and doing the programming, and then he going, yes, that is the most one of the most inspirational pieces that I've ever had on social media, where I see somebody genuinely happy that he's producing a song for someone else like you, and they're getting the song perfect for you, and they're celebrating that victory of getting that song perfect for you and getting that break perfect for you. And so
Artie makes everything fun.
I
Even
love
just
it.
watching him work. Yeah, he's like the mad scientist. That's what I call him. Just watching him work, and that little skit that you got, he didn't even know I was recording. I was just so honored and so happy to see how happy he was collaborating and putting all these little pieces into the music. And I just had to catch it. And I was just sitting there with my camera. And when he finished, it was just like, wow, I got it.
One
And
thing
I'm
that
able
people
to
don't
share
know,
it.
yeah, one thing that people don't know is that Artie's a Pied Piper. And what that means
Yes.
is that when he goes on stage and you give him a mic, you're going to follow him and you're going to follow his directions and do as he does. There's been many times where he's come here to New England and we've been on moving vehicles and he jumps off the moving vehicle to be with the crowd. I don't know if
Yes.
that is possible now, but because I don't want him to break his hip. You know what I mean? Love you, Artie. But here, all I have are great memories of energy, positive energy,
Yes.
being in front of our audience. Me, and the show bringing 11,000 people to a Puerto Rican festival, and Artie being there and being able to rock 11,000 people so easily. He'll
Yes.
jump off the stage and be with the audience. He's made women cry. We have the Artie Rodriguez 350 Club, which I hope is not retired yet. And
Oh,
so he's just a lovely person.
he
And
is.
just
And
love
he brings that energy into the studio because when I'm in the studio with him, it's like, wow, just watching him gives you the energy to go in his sweatbox, as I call it, and just sing. He gives you that confidence and he's just true, he's not gonna lie to you. He's not gonna say, yeah, you sound good. No, he's gonna make you work. I mean, you come out of there sweating.
Yes, and that's a professional wrestling thing that we try to talk about, right? So the Hart family have the dungeon, and Artie Rodriguez has the sweat box. And
Yep.
so we always compare it to that because you are gonna sweat. It is gonna be hot. He's gonna take your vocals and he's gonna stretch them out. He's gonna bring
Yep.
it to your ultimate goal of having the best song possible, and then you're gonna move on to the next one, and the next one. And that's why I feel that maybe you are now addicted to working with him because he brings the best out of you.
He does. He does. He makes it fun also. It is work and play, but he also he gives you the energy and the fun to want to do it.
Right. Now, how many videos have you shot for the songs that you have released?
Wow. Honestly, for this album, I've just done one, which is Sunrise. With the no, no, sorry, Sunrise and Dime qué pasó.
Right.
With the pandemic, and I have to be very careful. I've had five
Hmm.
surgeries in less than 8 months.
Wow.
So I have to really be careful. And I have to remember, my mom lives above me. I have to be careful that I don't bring anything home
Right.
because she is elderly and I don't want to contaminate or bring anything harmful to my family. So I've been keeping it on on the lowdown. I have been releasing remixes. We've
Hmm.
done the Sunrise remixes, which we are still working on vinyls. I had a mishap with a company with vinyls, which I was supposed to have the Sunrise vinyls by March, and
Right.
this company didn't pull through for me. So now I'm finding another company, and hopefully, I'm praying that by December the vinyls will come. I am working also with the remixes of Baby It's You and Come Back to
Wow.
Me.
Yes.
And I just released, well, it will be released September 21st, Dance the Night Away.
Nice. Nice. So we're gonna have all those links here on this episode of
Yes.
Unsung. And so for the audiences out there, I hope that you're learning the meaning of what unsung means. A woman like Edie, who again launched a label, went away for a while and comes back to do everything on her own, and is teaching the community now how to do things on your own because it is the easiest time to do it, right? To do things on your own. You fund yourself, you create music with the producer you've chosen, and now you, after
Hmm.
it's all said and done, you pay that portion, but now you're selling your material on digital downloads and CDs. Now, has that been a successful a venture for you?
I think it has been because what I have made with the sales of the CD and um, the digital, I've I've been able to put it into my next project,
Hmm.
and it's just it's funding itself. I thank Pete Offman for the amazing song of Sunrise. That's given me a little bit more of a push,
Right.
and it just keeps me going. The more you invest, the more you get back, and you're able to put it onto other projects. I try to keep everything separate. What I get from my music, I put back into my music.
Yeah, PTOS is an unsung hero too when it comes to current music because
Yes.
he's low key. He's not out there bragging about what he does and doesn't do. He just does it and puts it out
No.
there and elevates the artists that he's working with. So, he's
Yes.
also unsung in so many ways. What is next for you? What are you working on right now other than, the remixes and the vinyl? Is there any
Well,
additional new music coming?
there is. I just finished two new songs, one written and produced by Artie Rodriguez, and the other one is produced and still written by Artie, but it's being produced by Alex Baldridge, Merc One.
Yes.
And right now I'm just collecting more songs and maybe release another album. I think I'm kind of done with releasing one by one. Maybe I'm
Right.
just gonna save them and release them in another album. If I feel, you know, that the music takes a different turn, maybe I'll release just a single. But right now, I'm just looking for new material. I got two songs under my belt. I want to do different types of songs, maybe do another bachata,
Hmm.
maybe a bachata reggaeton, but I just want to expand myself. I'm also trying to do filming and commercials and just trying to touch a little bit of everything. I try not
What
to limit myself.
Who is your dream person to do a duet with?
Oh, wow. Artie, even though I did do one with Artie,
Hmm.
um, right now from who's out there, GA is a good candidate. Hey, even Willie, why not? I try not to limit myself. I wouldn't mind doing something with K7.
Hmm.
We've been in school for so long. We've been friends
Yeah.
for so many years.
So your
I
top
would
three
like to
picks is
try something.
so your top three picks is George Anthony, Willie Valentine, and KL K7, TKA. That those are great choices. And is there anybody right now that you look at and you're like, I like them, they got it?
Let me see. Mia's doing very well. I love the way she approaches the music. Um,
To me, she has the number one
Jose
song for
Monta.
2021 so far.
Yes, yes. Well, she's playing her games well.
Hmm.
She stays out of the, you know, little clicks and she just does herself.
Right,
I love Jose Montalvo.
right.
He's working pretty hard. He's from the compilations that I've done.
Hmm.
Um, there's a lot of people that are out there that I see are working hard. And right now, it's just a matter of getting material and listening to the material, making sure that it's right, and see what we can put out there. I try
Truly.
not to limit myself.
Yeah, and it's good. For music that's called freestyle, we do try to limit the artist to only doing freestyle, and the community also feels betrayed when they do anything other than freestyle. But we got to be more open minded and let people
Yeah,
flourish.
and they shouldn't be feeling like that. For myself, a person who has done Broadway and off Broadway and children's theater, is just the love of music. Um, it's not turning your back on freestyle. It's not anything like that. It's just trying to get your feet wet and trying new stuff because
Mhm.
you just don't know what door is going to open. I was always taught in theater. Um, if you're going to dance, just don't dance. Do tap, do ballet, do jazz. If you're going to sing, sing in a different language. sing in something that you're not comfortable with that
Mhm.
might make you find a new passion. It's just music. And it doesn't matter whether it's bachata, whether it's salsa, whether it's freestyle, disco. It's just having the passion and the love of music. That's all it is. It's not that you're turning your back on one genre and going to another. It's just getting your feet wet and trying a little bit of everything. Why should you limit yourself? I was always told to be a triple threat. Don't limit yourself.
Right. Is there anything in your career that you regret?
I regret leaving for so many years. I regret listening to people and not holding my ground and believing in myself. And that's one thing that I've taught myself, um, to listen to the right people, listen to the people who will say, you sound like crap, fix it. Instead of listening to those people, oh, yeah, you sound okay.
Mhm.
You got to put in the work. You can't really believe everything and everyone. You got to have the confidence to say, yeah, I think this is the path that I want to go and what I want to follow, and just follow it. You just really have to have a good head on your shoulders and not get involved in things that don't pertain to you. Stick
Yeah,
to your own road and keep things moving.
yeah, and I like the fact that you've been able to come back and write your own ticket. You know what I mean? And be able to promote yourself, pay for yourself, invest in yourself. These are all the good qualities that you want in an artist. Also, you do put miles in your car. You have traveled to New England to come in person to promote your music. You've been here to do shows for family night.
It's the
Um,
magic. That's the magic for me. Um, to have the fans in front of you and be able to mingle with them and be with them. We didn't get a chance to do that back then. The labels kept us behind closed doors, and you just went, did the show, and you kept it moving. So we weren't able to have a relationship, or to touch someone.
right.
And that means a lot to me. I want to give back to the fans, and that's the only way to give, is to be there in person and say, hey, take a picture
Mhm.
with me. Hey, come up stage with me and sing a little phrase of my song or dance a little bit with me. That gives them the awe of sharing the stage with you.
And the fact is that you left a footprint in our music, and you also left a footprint in our stage at Freestyle Fridays Live Family Night. I remember when you were like, "Everybody, I stand," and then you stopped the stage area, you know, and you could hear that passion, and then you just rocked it, you know. I have that
Thank
vividly in my
you.
in my head, loving watching you perform and seeing people in the crowd crying because that song is so personal, and it has to do with one's battle with the C word, with cancer, and your battle with cancer,
Yes.
and others battle with cancer, and people resonated with that, and they were behind you with that performance. And that's why I like to speak to you. I like to celebrate you, and I like to let you know that
Thank you.
we have to give you your flowers now, while you're here. We can't wait. You know what I mean? With in with
Yes.
another 20 years to be like, okay, let's remember Edie now. You're coming out with your walker and false teeth. You know what I mean? And then we're like, yeah, like that, like that. Like, you remember I stand, and you're like, yeah, my little whiskers. I remember I stand. So we want to talk about this now. We want to talk about the fact that you are a trendsetter, and even though you weren't there to see the fruits of your labor, you were able to come back from adversity. You creating a label, launching a label, and also funding that label because they ended up making money off of you, but then
Yes.
not looking back at that and just saying that was an experience and just moving on and coming back and doing your own thing. And now everything that you do, that you put out, that you sell, it comes back to your pocket. You invest in you,
Yes. Yeah, because
until you can't
I
anymore.
taught myself.
Yes.
Exactly. I taught myself. I wanted to put the hard work. I didn't want to sit back and see everybody do everything around for me. I didn't want that. I want it hands on. And that's what I keep telling these artists. You got to be involved in everything and anything because
Mhm.
it's your career. It's what is going to keep you moving forward.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that you know that you're a front runner always on our show because we know that you are important to our music. You're humble.
Thank you.
Um, you don't. I've never seen you diva out. Not socially. Excuse me. Not in on any of our events. It's like I have a job to do. I'm gonna rock this place. Let's do it. And you're in, and you're out. You go to your merchandise table. You sell some CDs, and then you're on the road again. And that's what a consummate artist does. They come, they make you fall in love, they perform, they give you something to remember. You sell a CD or two, a poster, whatever, and you're on your way. That's the mystique part. You know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
involved in anybody's wars. You're there. You know.
I
You're
don't
speaking for
want what
yourself.
the other one has.
Right.
Exactly. I don't want what the other one has. I'm happy with what I have. If I don't have something, it makes me work harder.
Hmm.
Even saying happy birthday to everybody,
Yes.
just a little special thing to put in their day. Maybe they're having a bad day and today's their birthday. So if I can say
Hi, this
happy
is
birthday,
Edie.
and I heard it's your birthday. It gives me um it makes me feel special to do that for somebody.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome because you started that trend. I make sure that when I have an opportunity throughout the day, that I check whose birthday it is and I send them a happy birthday. So you change me and making sure that I check every day whose birthday it is and at least send them a happy
Yep,
birthday because it may be the only birthday wish they get that day. And that's
exactly.
what and that's a lesson you taught me. And I've been carrying since we spoke last. And this is going on 4
Oh,
years. So
thank
every day for
you.
4 years that's what I've been doing. And so thank you for that. And also thank you for being part of this episode of Unsung. We are CPR's
Thank you
Clubhouse
for
Live.
having me.
Yeah, and I just want to let you know that we're here to support you, and we can't wait to see you on stage again when you're ready and physically
Yes.
able to. And we can't wait to continue playing your music. I have the many faces of Edie Malachi on my phone, and I also have my favorite I Stand. So I have them both here
Aw.
on my phone. And so there are things that I listen to constantly. Sunrise, I love that. Um,
Thank you.
I just love that song, and I've been playing it for over a year now. And then All My Love, one of my favorites. The inspirational I Stand. So again, we're here for more. We want more. I hope that Artie goes into the studio and does a duet with you because that'll be great. Because Artie is
Yes.
a great duet artist. He's done duets
I
with.
call him my Mark Anthony.
Yes, he does duets with Judy Torres. He's done duets with Sanaya. He's done
Yeah,
duets with
Chrissy
Sarah
Aisi.
and Chrissy Ais.
Yes.
And I want to see Artie with Edie. That'd be awesome. So I can't wait if that happens. I can't be the one. I can't wait to be one of the ones to play it first. But Edie, again,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much. And before we go, I always leave it with you. I want you to, if you have any thank yous or any thoughts that you want to say before we go, you have the floor.
Well, I just want to say thank you to you because you have always been upfront with me. You've never sugarcoated anything. You told me directly how things were. You've always supported me, and that's why I support you. You've always been such a gentleman, and I cherish that. It's not easy to come by people who really stand by you, and you have.
Hmm.
Whether a song was okay, whether it wasn't, you said it. Listen, go back, fix this, try it again. You got the best out of us, and that means a lot. And that's why we are still here supporting you. You know, um,
Appreciate
you
that.
got to be careful. Yeah, it takes a lot. It's just not, whether it's the good times, the bad times. You've been with me in the bad times, and that's
Yes.
what kept me going. And that means a lot. It's not, you know, if you've treated somebody else different, hey, I'm not involved in that.
Hmm.
It's what you and me treat
I
each other,
appreciate that.
and
Yes.
that's what counts.
Yeah. So again, thank you. I didn't mean for you to thank me. You have other people that you need to thank. You should, because
My
it is your
family,
time. Yes.
my family of all, my husband,
Hmm.
Louis, my kids, they're behind me 100%. My mom, my sister, my crew that is always there, picking up the pieces and just saying, you can do this, you can keep going, just be you. Don't worry about anybody else. Just go with what you see, what vision you see, and make it happen. And that takes a lot to have a family behind you, supporting you. Um, I've been with my husband for 38 years, married for
Wow.
29 years.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not easy, but we keep it going. And I love him to, till death do us part. And it's a job. It really is. You
Yeah.
have to work at it.
I'm really proud of you. And again, thank you so much
Thank you.
for being here. My name is CPR Jose Ortiz. For Edie, I will speak to you next time. And remember,
Yes.
it's not who you love, it's how. We'll talk to you soon.